Well. Thank you so very much. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be. I'm unfortunate in the car today, but we're gonna start the meeting anyway. Siyanibukela nonke, and thanks for coming through. Kule meeting yethu namhlanje amandla mnotho. I hope I'm audible and clear. So it's the Sunday, the 26th of October, 2025. Thank you so much, Bungan. There is so much that's happening around in our country, around the world, and everywhere else, and it's quite exciting and it's interesting. You are supposed to live during this time, so don't blame yourself for living through what we are living through as a people. You were born not during King Shaga's time or Skukune or King Sobuza or King or the other past kings or during Napoleonic era. You were born during this time for a purpose, and please serve your purpose in your lifetime. It's beautiful to live, and it's lovely to be here and to be able to do what we're supposed to do. And we're very glad that we're part of this community called Amandla Mnotho, Operation Buyelekhaya Rural Chamber of Commerce and Industry, where we are really helping each other, sharpening each other as the iron sharpens the iron, in order for us to grow, sibe right, sibe ngcono empilweni. I was telling somebody else that you always, as it's a norm for those that are students of success, that you have to surround yourself with people who can stretch your imagination, people who can assist you, people who can challenge you, people who can always stretch your level of thinking. And don't just be around abantu abahlala kuphela bekhuluma izinto negative. There's so many people who are talking negative stuff, and yet they're doing nothing about the state of the situation that their space find itself, their country find itself, the environment find itself. You know, sometimes the best way to silence negative people and critics. I remember Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, our general, at some point, telling some people and saying, "Look, if you think we're not doing the right thing, please come. Just wear the boots and get on the ground and understand the situation, the intensity of the situation." So I can tell you, I can bet you my last cents, people like ourselves who may be critics of the people like him cannot even carry a gun and go out there in the field and say, let's face up to the thugs, because that's not easy, you know. And but it's easy to sit on the sidelines and point fingers and not, you know, but go there, put the boots and get on the field. Sikubona udlala FNB Stadium. Sikubona ukukhahlela impela ibhola ushaya njengoba ucabanga. It's not easy, but all I'm saying is welcome and thanks to you for really being participants and active stakeholders in this. Entrepreneurship is not easy, we always say, but we always want people to be entrepreneurs, nevertheless, because we believe that this is a great tool to change the fortunes of your children, your children's children, yourself, your generation, to be able to own means of production and have money and drive your own destiny and control your own time. For those who are still working and jobbed and employed, congratulations, you're doing a great thing as well to be employed. And but for those that says we've pinned our colors on the masts and all what you want is to have to drive the economic activity, please be a student, keep learning, funda sonke isikhathi, because this journey requires you to be seriously engaged, you know, and seriously pushing. Yesterday, I was invited by the Undlunkulu Mandlovu from the Zulu royal family, who was attaining the PhD after, you know, at the age of 75, which is quite amazing. She doesn't look 75 at all, but she was able to push and study until she attained her PhD. I remember her very well when she used to do masters and other stuff, would talk and engage. But I was very happy to see Ndlunkulu to attaining her PhD at 75 years of age and pushing and seeing academics and other people who are immersed in their studies, who do not give up, but who are really serious and intentional about them, you know, getting better every day and making sure that you read. You can't just let your day come and go by without reading something that's going to empower your brain, empower your mind, so that you become better and you become the better version of yourself, and you contribute better to your family, to the society, to the community, and to the country and to the world. And how beautiful and how nice it would be for us to be preoccupied with progress. And thank you for being here, because I know every Sunday it's really a sign of commitment from your side that you are able to put everything aside, even when you are busy eating or you are busy with some other stuff, you know, wherever you may be. But as long as you just tune in and listen in and be able to engage and get empowered with information, that's what we want. Some of the things, they may be far above your pay grade, far above my head and my pay grade, but just listen in. Invite somebody else. Don't be selfish. Invite somebody else to come and listen in. I know people, they listen one, two, three, or four at the same time. That's very good, so that when we are talking 120 people, we know there's three multiplied by three, multiplied by two. Get your children involved, get your nieces, get your bazala bako, get other people involved, so that you all can be better. One or two of them will be caught like a fish, and they'll start converting and saying, wow, this is it. I was part of the people invited to address the KwaZulu-Natal Investment Conference, thanks to KwaZulu-Natal government, and it was beautiful, especially Sihle Ncamo. It was great to be there. And when I heard that, and there's this one lady who's advertising her business there, having a stall, and we pull her aside, hey, Mr. Taba, she calls me Amanda Mnot, and she says, listen, I actually attended your conference in 2019. I was never the same. How beautiful it is to hear such testimony. And then she says, I didn't have a clue what to do, what to start. But when I listened to the speakers speak, she says, today I've got my products, and her products are beautiful. They are all over the shelves, retail stores. And I've had so much of such testimonies. At some point, we would be intentional and collect those testimonies, not for vainglory, but for purposes of encouraging you. With whilst you are here, you are not you're in the right place, right? You're in the right environment, and you will be empowered. Sometimes you may not even understand with what Kurunyangani, but you know what? There's that aha moment, that moment where you just say, wow, I just got it. Yeah, but that moment, you just have to wait for that moment, the high frequency moment where you just connect to something bigger. And all of a sudden you say, I got this, and I got this. And when everybody else is saying, I still haven't, but you say, I got it. So that moment will come, and it comes very much often based on the fact that you are consistent. Because success, I can tell you, one of the definitions of success is being consistent, right? Consistently doing what you need to do and putting your head down. And when people start seeing that millionaire in you, billionaire in you, they don't know where and what happened. But I can tell you one thing, it would all be because you were consistent. You just tuned in. You just availed yourself. You just showed up. You pitched up. You just did not relent and sort of like got discouraged. And that is very important for us. So I felt today I must just encourage you, because I believe in you, and I believe that what you are doing, we're doing because we're passionate. We want to see you succeed. We want to see you win every step of the way. So I want to say this again, before our great speaker who's with us already today. We want you to participate in this Amanda Mnoto Operation Weleka Rural Chamber, the three-dimensional strategy that we've been driving for years. Thank you so much, Ngema, Dlogov, and other people who are abananela le nkulumo esiyixoxayo. But I want you to participate. Sifuna ukuthi ungene lana ukwazi ukuthi be part of this whole movement, because I always say one thing, with all due respect to my politician friends who I know they are always here, I always say to them, there's many political parties in South Africa, and it's good, it's democracy, and elsewhere. But we would love for you to not just be a politician, because I believe there are so many of us in that line, but to be more of a socio-economic activist, an entrepreneur, an economic developer. Would at some point call this meeting the theater of economic developers, people who are very intentional and who want to participate in developing other people. Because at the end of the day, it's all about all of us. It's all about the future generation. It's all about the country. It's all about what can we do best and to contribute. And that's why now we're giving you an opportunity to say, please come, contribute to Rural Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And that's why we have put out a call. The call is as follows. Sicela abantu abafuna ukuparticipate babe yiphathi ye-Rural Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Balise only members. Just go there on the website, upload your name, whether you want to join as a free member without paying, or you want to pay, right? And say, I want to be a paid up member. That one is very important. And we want, I must stress this, all the people who participate would like you to be paid up members to show your commitment. And again, it's what the minimum is 46 Rand per month, which is 500 Rand or so per annum. And for just the basic membership, that's how about 46 Rand. That money, it helps us to run activities of Operation Buyelekaya and Red Chamber, etc. And I did mention that even this platform that we're using, we've been paying about 2,000 Rand every month for the past, I don't know how many number of years. And that money has always been coming from my pocket to pay for these the sessions. And there's with 45 minutes where Zoom we are pants. So that's why we can run for 2 hours, and we can take this Zoom and give to Eswatini. They run and do all of that, because we believe that you've got to be empowered. We can't be having 45 minutes where it's food join on again. So, and many other activities that we are doing behind the scenes, which you don't even see, just to give us a bit of a boost and assist. That just 500 Rand per annum and many other things. And again, what we've said, we've promised transparency on the use of funds, so that people will know. We'll be calling for members to say, this is how we've used your money. This is what we've done. It's not much. We're just trying to make sure that all of you understand that you're just giving a support. That's why there's different members. And by the way, those members, membership, they will be given certain support all the way through as a way of exchange and gesture to say thank you for supporting. Actually, I'm going to be calling a Chamber of Champions meeting at some point, but that will be for people that want to become multi-millionaires and billionaires, right? So I know Abaning Betu, we are just fine having maybe 1 or 2 million, but for those that would like to hit hundreds of million and maybe a billion, and we would call upon those people. But those are people who will be platinum members, right? And that meeting is going to happen, believe you me. And that meeting is going to happen because we'll be exposing some of those people. Ngoba angithi asifani, uyobona uma ungena ebhanweni khona uhlala lapha kwi-economy yabo, bese uphinde uhlala lapha kwi-business class, bese uphinde uyohlala laphana kwi-first class. Awafani ama-class, yabona. So but lawo ma-class-ke, that's what we're trying to do, because kunabantu, for instance, who've been saying for many years, but hey, Xaba, we're treating us like everybody else, not because baphakeme, but just because babhizi nezinto ezithile, and kwesikhathi bayabona ukuthi there's a lot of opportunities they can access. Mina nje ngiwumuntu oyiranela ibhizinisi elincane, I may not really be interested in buying a field oil in Nigeria or somewhere else, which field cost about $1 billion, So we've got to classify and categorize people based sometimes on their interest, and that's why we'll be calling for some of you who would have shown that commitment to a certain level of meetings that we have, which we believe are very, very critical. I will be sharing the link. I see eminently and others who are asking for that particular link. So I hope my team is here, my IT team. So Then i-rural chamber, therefore, sesifuna ukuthi manje siyenze ukuthi i-operate based on district by district. In South Africa, we have got 52, if I'm not mistaken, districts, including metros. So we are going to have 5 people per district. So those people are going to form a subcommittee structure in each district. Because what we want to do with this is we want to, number one, localize and locate economic activities based on local municipalities, right? Based on localities, so that we can, number one, localize, to educate, maybe localize is going to be last, but educate people, firstly, about what is how the whole economic activity works and function, and therefore help people take advantage of opportunities in their localities. Ngizonenzela nje isibonelo esincane before we get into our main session today with my brother Percy. When you are talking about different chambers of commerces, which are very good, I'm part of some of them. What I've noted is quite a lot of them, especially those that will be in rural areas, there will be those that are big. For instance, the Durban Chamber, the Johannesburg Chamber of Commerce. Those are seriously well-capacitated chambers of commerces which we respect and we love and appreciate. We actually have got an affiliation with some of them, or rather with some of their leaders. We're busy talking to them. But this rural chamber izosebenza ngokuthi when you are, or these other chambers, how they work sometimes is they obviously invite people, you get connected to great businesses, etc., etc. But when it comes to us, how we want to do this, we don't just want to do it like other chambers do. We don't want to do it like waiting, for instance, for tenders, because some of the chambers, they would be discussing about where the tenders coming from, especially the ones I've seen in at a low level, low rung areas. They're talking about where are the tenders seen, what are opportunities, but they don't drill deep into unraveling opportunities that are mainly not seen, if you get what I mean. They would be just talking about certain things, but not even educating us as people who still need to understand as well, because education is lifetime commitment. We still need to understand how does the economy of King Cetshwayo district, Harib, whatever, or Waterberg district works. Because if you are saying Waterberg district in Limpopo, or you are saying Zululand district in KwaZulu-Natal, you've got to look at that district and say, Zululand has got, as an example, 5 local municipalities: Nongoma, Vryheid, Ulundi, Udumba, which used to be called Port Petersburg, and Pongola. You must understand that entire environment in terms of what constitute the economy and the economic activity of Zululand district with 5 local municipalities. That's very important. And the scientific way and the eye of looking at that jurisdiction and coming up with a solution or solutions that are going to be relevant in deriving opportunities, whether in the area of agriculture, or in the area of mining, or in the area of forestry, or in the area of manufacturing, or in the area of built environment, or in the area of property, or in the area of agriculture with all its various subsectors of economy. It's very important that here on this platform, we sit and seek to educate people about the economy. Uguti, how do you derive the value and the economic activity out of your environment using entrepreneurship lens of opportunity identification? We call it like that. And therefore, packaging that opportunity and therefore bringing that opportunity on the surface and getting that opportunity to be funded and taking that opportunity up the value curve, or collaboration around opportunities that exist in a particular area. You see, why I'm saying this is because many people tend to see, for instance, Gateway, Moya Durban, or Uye Cape Town, one of the mushrooming of buildings and businesses, and you come after the fact. You always think, I need to go there. Ziyabuya lapha. Kade yaqedwa leyo nto, yaplanwa, yaqedwa, wena usuza emva kwendaba, and then usuza uzothi uzofuna ukuparticipate, ufuna u-30%. The question is, why were you not creating a template of economic activity yourself? Because nobody's stopping you from doing that. So, and many other things that we're going to be teaching and guiding the members who are going to participate with us within the rural chamber, so that we are not just always spectating and coming after the fact when it comes to economic activity that we should have known about way before, right? So it's going to be very exciting, I can tell you, because this is not going to be your usual chamber that we are just saying, okay, where opportunities, we'll do that, the usual stuff. But more than the usual stuff, we'll still do the extraordinary stuff. Because for us to be extraordinary, we've got to do extraordinary stuff. And that for us is very important. So when we are calling for you and calling upon you to be part of the rural chamber and volunteer, please, it's volunteering. There's no money paid. We don't have money. If we are calling you to come to a central meeting, which is what we are going to do, it's going to be essentially five people multiplied by 52 districts in South Africa, right? Yes, we are moving to other countries, as you've heard, Zimbabwe, you name it. We're already there. But I'm talking now specifically about South Africa to say we are going to be saying 52 multiplied by 5 people. We call for a strategic session of that particular, country, which is like us in South Africa. And you should be able to come to that particular meeting, because Zobe Zbuya Lapo will be doing a strategic session second to none from morning until midnight, discussing how do we turn things around in our country, in our beautiful spaces. And we will be having people who will be guiding through geographic information systems and other tools to outlay to you, to say this is your district. Because kuna abantu, for instance, who don't even understand their places. Uthuka nje sekuthiwa hayibo endaweni yakithi kuthiwa khona ilahle, oh kuthiwa khona iron ore, kuthiwa khona igolide, kuthiwa khona this. And these are things that we want to teach people who are going to be part of this, so that they in turn can help others who are members of Rural Chamber of Commerce and Industry in their respective spaces. Education, Bagwet, is very important. It doesn't end when the classroom ends. That's the education starts exactly where the classroom ends and continues. So you'll be so amazed that you are sitting poorly and yet you are so rich, but it's just that you don't know. Nobody told you. Yes, nobody told me this. Nobody really told me this, because you are just sitting, folding your arms and not really knowing how to and where to go to. So, Sabelo, I hope you are here. Ngizocela ukuthi everybody who wants to be part of this, we want people who are really altruistic, people who love people who want to make a difference, people who want to, in their own right, succeed, and people who are not lazy, right? Because we'll be calling for meetings. We don't want excuses. We'll give enough time to say, fine, we want to have a meeting, a virtual session for the start, and going forward, we want to have another meeting, physical meeting, where if we say we meet in Joburg, please be prepared to zoom in there to be part of that meeting. We're meeting in Durban. Be prepared to do that. We're preparing for the biggest conference in North. We didn't have it this year because of G20, but next year, March, We want people who are going to be volunteers to help drive towards the Amandla Mnoto Rural Chamber Conference next year, which is going to be the best. Believe you me, if you miss that conference next year, you would have missed yourself. So it's going to be the best conference ever, because we'll be showcasing lots of things, bringing great speakers, inspiring progress, ground-shattering speakers who are going to move mountains and help you move to the next level. So that is what you're going to be doing. So when people are geared towards that mindset, which we're instilling, to say we work and we work very, very hard, right? Can I just see? I see the clapping of hands. Can I see more hands? More hands. If people are really with me as I take a break. Oh, okay, I see those hands. That's good. More hands, more hands. Thank you. So that is what we are going to be doing next year. I'm very excited about our journey forward. Usabelo, I'm going to, once again, thank you, I've seen people who have volunteered. Njengamanje basinikeza ilokhuza amagama wabo. We've taken note of all of you, even though maybe in a Zululand district you'd find we've got more than 5. Like we said, we're going to try and have it on a first come first served basis. We're going to call for these people. I think the next time around, we're saying, please, let's have a virtual session. We'll then take you through what's going to be happening. And if you are not part of it, as long as you have registered your name, your business on the Rural Chamber of Commerce website, we are more than happy. We can't all lead, but others can lead. These are people who are going to be leaders with us in driving the Rural Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We don't want that if it were by chance that or by destiny that we transition and die, the vision should die with us. This vision must live and live beyond ourselves, because it's not for us, it's for the nation, it's for the nations. And believe you me, we're taking Africa by storm, and we're going there, right? So thank you so much. Sabelo is here, my link sister, Sebenza Nae. Sabelo, I've been working with her for over 10 years, so I'm happy she is here. She's going to be assisting me on the administration part. And then, so whatever you send, we'll just give you what to do, which email to use, etc., etc. Thank you so much. Brapesi, are you here? Let me just hear you first before I introduce you. You're here, my brother? Just unmute.
Good afternoon, Mr. Klaba. Yes, I'm here.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. I'm introducing you now, my brother. We are going to request that you put up a video whilst you speak, because we're recording this, and then we then upload this to our YouTube channel. Pesi Murapedi Koji is the brother that was introduced to me. Actually, I remember very well by my friend who Pastor Thomas Hadebe, introducing you to me, and you know, since he introduced you to me, I think my world has really been different, and I appreciate you, my brother, for having come to my life. Brapesi, I'm just opening his bio right now so that I can read it nicely to you, and then you are able to get to know him as we normally do with all our speakers, right? So, and it's so good to connect to a person like him. I'm going to read it just now shortly, so that you understand that we really bring you quality speakers and people that have been doing absolutely great things. And whatever bio that we read for him to you, it's just a very brief thing compared to the man himself and the mission that he's really on about. So I'm going to request that please, each time you come through, all of you just mute. Percy Koji, for Africa Economic Leadership Council, is a co-founder there and the chairman, and a founder of Travel with Confidence Pty Ltd, Hosano Pty Ltd, and Percy Koji Winery. An astute South African businessman, 40-year-old, You see, he's still young, right? The speaker, a moderator, and a mentor. He's more than 20 years experience in the tourism industry, construction and property development, agriculture, mining, and renewable energy. While his education and professional accolades are quite extensive, Percy has also shown his commitment and passion for uplifting the community and youth. His commitment to his cause speaks for itself, as he's also a founder of an NGO, Friends of Morokweng, whose focus is to develop young leaders across society. He introduces an exchange program that seeks to promote culture and education between South Africa and the rest of the world. Right? His 10 years public service experience perfectly positions him to lead AELC and its members in maximizing on the opportunities they seek to grow in their respective businesses while simultaneously contributing to a flourishing African economy. Percy's story, though, is still at its beginning stages, and it continues to inspire many youth, particularly entrepreneurs, upcoming and aspiring in the community. And this is where he draws his inspiration from to work tirelessly and diligently in building sustainable businesses with an international client base for the benefit of our community. His focus sector, obviously, is mining, agriculture, travel, tourism, renewable energy, construction, manufacturing, logistics, HR, recruitment, fundraising, capital for special projects. He achieved so many things. I won't finish all of his achievements, just to give you a bit of a tip of those, a few of them. From 2021 to current, he's an advisory board member at Howard University in Washington. 2020-2023, Crans Montana Leader of Tomorrow Global Leadership Award. And 2021-2022, STEA CEO, Small Tourism Enterprise Association. 2022, Namibia Business Hall of Fame Impact Laureate. You can hear that. 2015, Young African Leader Global Award winner in Atlanta, US, Most Promising Leader Award. 2015 to 2021, a board member at Lead Africa. 2014, YALI, Young African Leaders Institute, as well as Mandela Washington Fellow is the same year. As well as same year, Senior Fellow, Howard University, USA. From 2014-2016, a Fellow at Center for Global Studies at Howard, and Public Administration graduate at the same university. 2012-2021, President and Chair and a founding member of Generations Next Youth Group with the U.S. Consulate in Johannesburg. And these are lots. I have not even read more than 10 of them, but he's been the political advisor to Member of Parliament and the Deputy Director for Community Development in the city of Johannesburg. The list is just endless. I present to you my friend and brother, Percy Kochi, who's going to be talking to you about the accessing markets, as well as the trip that we need to undertake next year, going to one beautiful country that he's going to talk about. Over to you, Percy.
Thank you so much, Mbabukaba. Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to greet each and every one of the members who have taken their time on a Sunday afternoon to join your beautiful initiative. I think may the good Lord bless your effort, and thank you for everybody who is supporting this effort, because through their support, it means that you will continue to do more and you can impact more lives. So, ladies and gentlemen, Babu Klaba has introduced me already. Percy Morapedi Koji, I am an entrepreneur, and he has read a bit of my CV or my experience and integration into the work that I'm doing. So I'm not going to go back to what he has already mentioned, but I would rather focus more on Africa Economic Leadership Council, which is basically a trade link organization. So trade link literally means that the work that Babu Klaba is doing, the objective is to work together, and to create opportunities across the border, because the work that Babu Klaba is doing, the objective is to work together and to create opportunities across the border, because the work that Babu Klaba is doing, the objective is to work together and to create opportunities across the border, because the work that Babu Klaba is doing, the objective is to work together and to create opportunities across the border, because You know, South Africa is highly congested. The queues are long in terms of opportunities for you and I who are on this platform. So we find it not so easy to have opportunities for ourselves. And therefore, this is another way of collaborating with everybody and making sure that we also look across the border. Now, I'm excited to say that one of the members that we took, or participant and a delegate, Memu Iponi, has joined the group. She's one of the people who traveled with us to Taipei this year. So in summary, maybe before I go there, so Africa Economic Leadership Council is an organization that seeks to enhance, create, and build opportunities for entrepreneurs in Africa and the rest of the world. And how do we do this? So we are a membership-based organization. For now, because we launched in 2014, and we haven't really been charging any membership fees. We have been working with a lot of communities without charging a single cent, purely because we understood the challenges that a lot of entrepreneurs are facing, especially the rural entrepreneurs like myself. I come from a rural area in the Northwest Province, in the region called Taung. As you all know, Northwest has the highest unemployment rate among other provinces.
Sorry, bro,
Yet
Percy.
yeah.
Possible to have your video on, my brother?
Oh, sorry, I didn't.
Yes.
Okay,
Sorry.
apologies.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Is it visible? Can you see?
Yes, we can see it. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So I come from a province that is rich in minerals. Yet the people are poor, which is what Babu Tlaba was trying to address my brother earlier on, by talking about opportunities that exist, yet as locals, we don't seem to have the opportunity to benefit from the same economic activities. Now, the idea that came about us creating a link between what traders are looking for, which is you and I, versus the markets, which is the topic of today, access to market, creating new opportunities across the border. Now, we've been doing trade missions since then up to now. We've taken a lot of our members to different countries around the world, but with an objective to seek for opportunities, but not only to look for opportunities for them, but to create meaningful opportunities. You know, there's a difference. It's one thing to travel on a trade mission, to network and connect with people. You come back home, you've got all these contacts. And the question then becomes, what do you make of these contacts that you've created? So this is where Africa Economic Leadership Council comes in to assist you to build capacity so that you are market ready, to assist you to also access financial support on businesses that are with concepts that are bankable. And financial support doesn't mean that you get, so basically is to help you. For example, you've got a project and you need somebody in your field, in the same field as you, who can assist you to actually have capacity by making sure that as you go to markets, you've got a financial backing, you've got capacity in terms of production, whether you are a manufacturer, you're a supplier. So these are the kind of opportunities that we tend to look out for our members, and we take them across. So this year we took about 10 members from South African business community. And the whole idea was to introduce them to new markets, which was in Taipei, in Taiwan. We were attending what we call a smart city conference, which lasted for 3-4 days, more or less. And the idea there was to say, as a local entrepreneur, what are you offering that is different from your peers? And if it's not different, how can we make it different for you? How do we create new opportunities that will make you a better competitive individual with a competitive edge with your market offering in terms of your services, in terms of your product, in terms of your position in the market, but also in terms of understanding what the current market is offering in general. So it's a self-funded trip. And the idea is to make sure that we not only assist people from the villages and townships in terms of accessing this market, but that they are willing to participate and create new opportunities over and above what they have. And also to collaborate with the likes of these organizations that we are on this platform today, and to make sure that we don't work in isolation, we collaborate, we work together, we support one another, because that has become one of the biggest challenges that we are foreseeing with townships and village businesses. Now, in big cities, there's a lot of collaborated structures like your Chamber of Commerce. People generally afford to become members, etc. So I think just to echo what Mr. Klaba's words or his request, his humble appeal to all of you, to say that it is through collaboration that we need to work together, and we have to work together, and we have to volunteer to work together, so we are able to achieve the greater impact that is beneficial to all of us. Now, I'm going to just share with you that the Smart City Conference is a great opportunity for anyone to travel, of course, but because I work very close with the Embassy of Taipei in Johannesburg, there's a package that has been created, which is, I think, the best way to make life easier for businesses, especially in the townships and rural areas. So it's a package of a certain amount that I believe Mr. Klaba will share at the later stage with everybody. But basically what we're trying to do there is to have a one-stop shop. So you pay this amount and then you've got everything done for you. We organize the invitation letter through the embassy. We also organize your return flight ticket from here to Taipei and back, whether you are based in Durban, Cape Town, Johannesburg, anywhere in South Africa or in Africa for that matter. And we also coordinate B2B. So B2B is business to business meetings. And the reason why we do that is to make sure that you don't just travel to join a conference and listen to people talking, but to also engage on a one-on-one basis. Now, that engagement is what allows us to measure if the trip has become a success or not, which is the opposite of what other summits would look like, or investment meetings, or whatever that you might attend or have attended in the past. Now, the B2B allow us to engage with you to understand, was it effective? Did that help? Where did it shortfall? You know, why did it have some shortfalls in terms of capacity or delivery in terms of your expectation? And we take you through the entire process. But also what is more important is to remember that through our collaboration, through our working together, it is through platforms like this that will take us to the next level. South Africa's economy is not growing at the moment. For those who are economists in this group, they will agree with me. We've just been removed from the gray listing in terms of our financial conduct. And those who watch the news will agree with me. But also we have a challenge in such a way that the public purse has been what everybody has been relying on for the longest time. We've got a GNU government, and that is here to stay. So those are some of the indicators of the economic parameters that we need to be aware of, because we're not going to have a single economic indicator anymore like we did in the past. So it's important to play this role that we are playing together, so we are able to impact and create jobs as small businesses, but also to support those who want to scale up and those who want to look outside. There's so many opportunities outside South Africa, and these opportunities just require you to show up and commit and deliver. Mr. Kaba, I'm going to stop there so that at least there's an opportunity for interaction, because I'm aware that the program will go up to 18:15 if I'm not wrong. So I'm gonna stop there so that we have the opportunity to allow people to interact with us and ask questions, etc. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much, Prapesi. I think do be at liberty to share with us how much is that whole package so that people then can engage you clearly, and the dates when it's happening next year in Taipei.
Absolutely. Thanks, Mr. Kaba. Okay, so a package for Taipei is only 40,000. But the 40,000 applies if you commit in 2025. I mean, you can, for example, commit 50%. For example, as you know, the first thing that we do is to pay for your flights. Now, those who travel understand that prices, Zama flights fluctuate. So if you book early, you are bound to save some money. But if you book in 2026, next year, it's 49,000. But this package includes accommodation with breakfast daily. It includes transport to and from the airport. It includes the B2B based on your interest in terms of your company, whatever that you would like to discuss during the Smart City Summit, or even after. Let's say you go on the website and you realize I wanted to meet 5 companies, but I could only meet 3 because the other 2 was not available. We will provide you with the support to have a follow-up after that. And this package also includes an invitation letter from the Embassy of Taiwan, which means that you will be included in our list of delegates. Also, we will assist you to apply for the visa for you. You give us the input and we assist you to go through the system. And also we will do the appointment on your behalf with the Embassy of Taipei in Pretoria. And also we will have what we call a follow-up session. So also you'll get to meet the trade office of Taiwan. After that, we will organize a lunch. And this lunch would include all the members who were part of the trip. So in a nutshell, that's where I'm gonna stop. Thank you, Babuka. If there's anything, my brother, you can remind me.
There is a question I would like you to answer as well. We've got very much clued up members here who know the geopolitical structure of the world. There is a question that says from Pongo Wazingelwa, RSA is a member of BRICS, which includes China. China and Taipei don't see eye to eye. How does a cooperation with Taipei play out with government support, right? And I think it's a question around, those geopolitical dynamics, because we know, for instance, that Taiwan in particular trades a lot with Eswatini, because we've got a lot of Emaswati here on this platform as you are addressing. So I think with them, Taiwan is the beautiful story, because there is such an open trade between them. But at the same time, China is the big brother these days. How do we deal with that situation? Is there any dynamics that you would like to share with us? Or can government support such a program?
Yeah, to be honest, Babtaba, that's a good question, my brother. And I think to the question at hand, we need to also remember something, that the geopolitics are equally important, but they don't put bread on the table. Whatever the noise that is happening does not pay bills, right? So what pays bills is, as an entrepreneur, me getting out of where I am and going to do trade. I'll make an example. Taipei is a good friend of America. South Africa doesn't see eye to eye with America. Does that mean that I can't trade with the US? No. It means that I can still continue to trade with the US. So about government supporting trade, to be honest, I don't believe that we have to always turn to government to show our ability that we can stand independently on our own. And I'm saying this, I stand to be corrected, but I believe that as an entrepreneur, the moment our focus is always to depend on government, we could be cutting ourselves short, because government has got a lot of responsibilities in terms of its resources. And those who are on this platform are advanced better than the rest, because we understand how the econometrics work. South Africa doesn't collect enough taxes, so our economy has got limitations in terms of the resources that it can allocate within the entrepreneurship space. So hence, we do this in our private capacity. Sure, we engage government as in terms of we can write to the embassy of the host country. I mean, Taipei happened to be one of the countries, but it's not the only country. I was in Japan about a month ago for the TICAT, which has nothing to do with any. It's a Japanese hosted heads of state summit, and anybody can attend. Really, if you want to take a delegation and participate and make your own contacts, that's exactly what happens. So the answer is no. We don't really rely on government or ask them for support. And there's no issue in terms of Taipei participating, I mean, us participating with Taipei. Yeah, those who have contacts with China are welcome to continue trading with China. We're also not trying to, make it more politically heavy, if that makes sense. So we allow people to have their freedom. If they're uncomfortable because it's Taipei, we fully understand and respect that. But that's how I can respond. Thank you.
Okay, no, thank you so much for that answer to that question. I must as well add that the colleagues, this is not going to be a government program; it's a private program, and so therefore, if you want to participate, please come privately. I personally have traveled half the world, many countries, without government support, just on my own, going out there. I like what one person has just mentioned there. It must be Nombuso. Thanks, Nombuso, Marilyn Zuma, for all of your comments. They are well noted. My sister, that mining has serious red tapes and it's expensive. People who have money don't understand when you pull them into to say go to DMR, buy prospective desktop. Yeah, so we'll actually get into that space at some point. As you are saying, KZN alone has got $1 trillion of undiscovered minerals. That is why I always say it very clear here. The fight politically about Ingonyama Trust is not about the surface, it's about what is underground. That's why on the same Ingonyama Trust land, you've got millions, billions of dollars worth of minerals being discovered, right? And even across South Africa, as Percy has mentioned, even the province where it comes from, right? I think so. Your comments. I think there's one comment that why is the market access focused on China, by Ngobile, or in this case Taipei only? Is there any plan for other markets? No, Ngobile. I don't want us to frustrate our speaker. We always invite many people here from Southeastern Europe, from Marange, Germany, and others. So we've got a very diverse speaker range that come and address people based on whichever markets that we can look at. I've opted to look out from SA as a solo artist in mining. I've met great people outside. I've showed up. Malawi is booming. Now I just need the right investor who wants to invest in a copper or artisanal mine, but definitely outside South Africa. I think, Percy, that comment could as well apply to you by Nomboso, because she needs some investor in the copper ore space. Your take?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, I agree with each and everyone who is on this platform in terms of our approach. I think, in my views, and everybody has their own view in terms of what they think about what I'm about to say. But my belief is that each and everyone who's on this platform, we can collaborate together to find these solutions together. That's the first thing. And secondly, in terms of our abilities to collaborate, we have to focus more on the deliverables, because whatever concerns that we have on this platform are some of the issues that were publicly discussed, and yet we haven't found a solution for them. However, this platform seeks to create a solution-driven approach into what we are trying to achieve. I mean, for example, as much as I'll use Taipei as an example, because that's what's been asked on the platform. We, for example, still have the Taipei liaison office in Pretoria. Our government hasn't kicked them out completely. Taiwan is one of the largest countries that buy coal from South Africa, and they haven't stopped that. It's still going on. Yeah, there's been some public sort of arguments or debates about whether Taipei, because China this, but the truth of the matter is that Taipei is operating in South Africa, excuse me, and will continue to do so until the diplomatic solution is found on whether they deserve to be here on a continuous basis, or can the government afford to terminate the relationship. So in a nutshell, I mean, we have our representative from a diplomatic point of view who are based out of China, who still cover Taipei as part of the country. We've got, for example, we've got just in the Middle East, to give you an overview, we have Palestine that has been under such a huge challenge from the Israelis. But whether or not, if I do business with Israel, whether it suits government or not, that's a different story altogether. Because as an entrepreneur, I'll continue to explore services I could offer in different countries until my government tells me that I'm not allowed to do that. So I think constitutionally, we are still going to do trade with countries that, whether our government has got disputes with them or otherwise. So that's how I'm going to respond. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Yes, colleagues, yes, whilst we need to be aware of politics, which is very important, but we are business people. Business people exploit opportunities, and country-to-country relations is absolutely great. That country, Taiwan, is doing amazing things globally. And those tensions, they will always be there, but Tina, we just move into business. Okay. Right. Any question? Anyone wants to raise a hand and ask a question? I think Hoasa says, what is being traded in terms of agricultural goods? Probably you may just need to, and there somebody else, I think Hoasa, is chicken a viable option? Right? Would you like to time that one? Percy?
Yeah, look, I mean, from a broader perspective, in terms of our approach to understanding trade in that sense, we have to remember that, even before South Africa was sanctioned, when the National Party was in charge, in terms of the old regime, we've had these challenges that we are discussing right now. But the difference is that there was a mechanism to deal with the issues that we have. Okay, sorry about that. My daughter
no
wants
problem. No problem. I get you on that. I can see your daughter is busy disturbing you. She wants
no.
attention.
She just wants the yogurt. I will get her sister
no, it's
to.
fine.
It's a tendency of little girls.
Bring her on.
Okay,
I think the question was, what is being traded in terms of agricultural goods, right? Is chicken a viable option?
Yes. In terms of, as far as these questions on the group, of course it is. I mean, chicken is one of them, but as you might know, if you do a bit of digging in terms of Taipei is known for technology. You know, it is known for technology as a country. I mean, you would be aware that the chips that are actually okay, sorry, gentlemen.
Yeah,
Kito, can you please help
yeah.
your
Yeah.
sister?
Whilst he's still trying to
Yeah.
address the child, do you
Yeah,
know address the child?
yes. Yeah, so I think just to come back to this, sorry about that. I so of course chicken, pork. I mean, you know, Taipei is next to China. China consume pork, chicken, donkey meat, beef, lamb, goat. So, for example, as you might be aware, Taipei is an island. So they are looking for opportunities to trade with South Africa. And I've been working with them for quite some time. And I see another question of the safety. Will the safety be guaranteed? Look, I mean, just to put it simply, we are not necessarily traveling there to cause havoc or to create a problem. So if you are a well-mannered business person who's there to make sure that you do what is within the rule of law, there's absolutely nothing that will happen. I mean, I was there in March. I'm actually going there next week. On Saturday, I fly out to Taipei, and there's what they call Africa Day, which is one of the largest gatherings with heads of state, heads of businessmen from all over Africa. Just like America would have Africa heads of states, I mean, that is hosted by the US government and other countries, China would have, etc. And so that is exactly what Taipei is trying to do. There's never been issues in terms of safety. No one will attack you because, I mean, there's no reason for them to do that. But Taiwanese are very peaceful people by nature, and they're very ethical in terms of their business conduct. In fact, if I have to say, in my own preference, I enjoy doing business with them, especially in the Far East Asia, compared to other countries. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. No, thank you so much for that. Good initiative. I would like to explore or trade with oil companies. Thank you, Sky Tech. Okay. Any other question? We're about to close. Then I would like to have our Eswatini friends say something. There's a conference coming. Any other question to our brother? Please, 40,000. If you pay this year, you can even put a deposit. But if you pay next year, 49,000? I can tell you, I am going. I am going there. It's gonna be 5 days before our conference. I'll go there again because I tell you, it's very, very important to be able to go and benchmark network, especially for those. This is a smart city expo. For me, I'm looking at us getting our cities smart and developing cities and our towns, you know, to align them to the AI and 5G, 6G, and all those types of things. If you go to those countries and learn, you'll be so amazed how fast they're moving in terms of the technology and what needs to be done in the current day and age. So, any question, colleagues? I want to give one more time if there's any question before we ask our guest to share his last comment before we release him, right? Questions? I see. So the date exactly is 17th to the 21st of March, 2026, right? Right. So that date is right there. For some of you who would like to know when is our conference, next year is 26th to the 28th of March. So I'll be back in time for our conference. So definitely Taipei is in Taiwan. Right. So let's have your last parting shot, my brother, and as we move to a close.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, brother. Look, I would encourage everybody, you know, in laying terms, Taipei is not the only country that we are looking at. For example, we will also go to Tokyo, Babukaba, and I would like to really work with you. You know, while I was in Japan about a month ago, as indicated in my opening statement, there are so many Japanese companies that are willing to work with entrepreneurs from Africa.
Sure.
Now, we need to build a different image because Africans are known to be not reliable. You know, we bite on what we can more than on what we can chew. We take on projects that we cannot do. So we're also trying to build a positive image about our people, to say that every entrepreneur who's on this platform is equally as professional as their counterpart in Japan, in Taipei, and that's exactly what we are trying to do. So I'm also putting it here to say, with your permission, we would like to collaborate with your institution and to make sure that in 2026, we achieve 3 things. 1 is to collaborate on the Taipei trip. 2 is to collaborate with you for your own summit. We will also make sure that we bring the support wherever it's necessary. And that is the whole idea, is to support each other. We have to start promoting this, whether it's through social medias, communicate the venue that is confirmed. I mean, Africa Economic Leadership Council, if you Google it, you will see that we've done events in Namibia, in Botswana, in Lesotho, in South Africa, in Tunisia, and so forth and so on. So we would like to take, I can see there's a request about any chance to access the market, or a poultry meat processing. Of course, this whole platform is here to create opportunities for people who want to sell outside of South Africa, but also to support the process, to make sure that it's not just an opportunity, it is a great opportunity that is meaningful, that is impactful, and that will deliver on the results. So Babukab, I don't know if there's anything I've left out to your understanding. And maybe I would also like to, again, thank you for your hard work, your dedication. This is very special. You know, it takes somebody like you to appreciate where you come from, but also not to create a platform for yourself as an individual, but to think of others. So you've really demonstrated your truly global leadership appetite, but also demonstrating that you are an inclusive leader. So thank you for that, because it takes a lot to do what you are doing. So as a collective with the members who are supporting, I want to thank them as well for participating. With those words, I appreciate everything and thank you, sir.
Well, thank you so much, Brapesi. Thank you for those beautiful, kind words. I really appreciate them a lot. They are medicine to my soul and to all of us here on this platform. Truly appreciate, and I'm very happy that you've committed to wanting to work with us and really even during our conference next year. What we'll do, as we discussed last night, we will obviously have an MOU with your organization for purposes of collaboration and exposing our entrepreneurs to all of these platforms. I've already shared. Please, people, I'm not going to share our speakers' numbers and all of that. We don't want them to be inundated. Work via us. You've got my email. It's guguletu@adamopix.co.za. It's written down there. It is info at ruralchamber.co.za, so that we can streamline things. Sabelo is here and many other people, including our IT team, who are able to look into those things. Please don't forget our Dubai AI program, because the programs we bring here for you, it's so that you can be empowered and really take advantage of that if you feel you can. And I'm looking forward to going with some of you next year, because I am definitely going to Taipei. So thank you, Prapesi. We'll definitely be in touch. We're about to close. Mr. Nchali or ever from Eswatini is tasked with just giving a 2-3 minutes brief about the conference that's coming. Let me hand over to you.
Siyabonga kakhulu Shwabade, sivusele onke emalunga lakhona emhlanganweni emave onke lakhona emhlabeni.
If you can open your video, if you can, Mr. Njani. Thank you. Mr. Njani, I can't hear you now.
Yebo Shabade ngizama kufuna le video lokuthi iba kuphi.
Sure. You can maybe talk in the meantime whilst you are still trying.
Sibonge kakhulu Shabade sikhathi lo sipha sona nelithuba sithathe nje kubonga kakhulu kuba nemuntu lofanana nawe lo wafika eSwatini waletha inguquko nekugabisa nje ke kulamanye emave ukuthi having you in a country of eSwatini sase sikwetha ligama lokuthi ulithemba leMaswati and nekugabisa to other countries and other malunga lakhona that being in eSwatini we managed to have factory eTicathulo, we managed to have factory ye biodiesel, factory lesitawu yakha futhi kwakha ama-sanitary pads. So kunengi that you've brought in the country of eSwatini, which we really appreciate your heart. And gafishane sicela kwamema ema-members onke amandla omnotho globally ngokuthi sine conference mhla ka-1 November, which is next week, where amandla omnotho will be delivering nokuba ne-access to markets, lot of markets which ngengikhona nekuwabala. So sinaloko nje kokuthi buyani malunga amandla omnotho nalongasile atokuzwa kokuthi yini lesiphethele eMaswati na onke emave. Kafishane nje Shwabade sithi kasibonge kufika kwakho eSwatini. Nyalo sikulungiselela vele ukuthi usala uba nelikhaya ube nendzawo eSwatini, and kusho ukuthi malunga gijimani ngato tonke tindlela sale nibikela mpande kaZulu indlovu seyidlele enye indlovu eSwatini ngekwe kokuthi vele nisheshe nisale nibika ukuthi oh cha senifuna kuba Maswati ngoba livela kangwane selitawuba rich ngalenye indlela ngenxa yamandla omnotho. Sishiphe kakhulu ke 250 until Wednesday, egedeni it will be 350 kulalela onke le mininingwane lesiphethelwe amandla omnotho le market lengaka yekufuya yekulima nako konke longakabanga. We really appreciate nje nokuthi sithole lelithuba ezeMaswati, just nje ukuthi sisho lokuthi Maswati thina sibusisekile ngokufika kwamandla omnotho. Wena wangasendla Shwabade nonkosi.
Wegnene, siyathokoza zide, and thank you so much for your leadership and your team. Eswatini would like to encourage. I actually know that one of the municipal managers from Jozini and this side of KwaZulu-Natal, apparently they are bringing a lot of other people to Eswatini with us. It's no longer next week, it's this week already, because this is the first day of the week. It's Sunday. It's happening on Saturday, the 1st of November. Please, if you want to join us, come over. Let's cross border and work together with our brothers from other countries in the region. It's very, very important. Thanks, Mr. Njali, for that. We'll be taking some of our speakers this side, as well as some from Eswatini. Wendy will be talking on bamboo. Umpendulo is doing wonders in South Africa. As you all know, he's the pole man, the main man who's doing agro processing in terms of goat. So we're taking over goat industry in Eswatini to ensure Emaswati they drive this industry themselves. We'll be having obviously hemp. We'll be having a whole lot of other speakers. There's almost about 7 of them. Will be speaking and really unraveling the economy as Eswatini. Siyabonga kakhulu, and we hope to see you Eswatini malunga amandla omnotho. So that we don't talk going overseas, but we must just talk here. Uma neighbors way to like Eswatini and Malawi and other countries. Thank you so very much for joining us this evening. For those that want to be part of Rural Chamber, as I've already said, please send an email and then WhatsApp and tell us first which province, right? And number 2, which district. Ungamane nje uphakamisa isandla. Manje mawuphakamisa isandla, we don't know usiphakamisela kuphi. Just make sure that you mention this province, this district, this country. I do know that there are people from Zimbabwe, Eswatini, who have raised their hands, including from our other African countries who are here, who have raised their hands as well. Ethiopia, as an example. So we would really appreciate if you could just raise your hand and say, I'm from this country, this is what I want to do. Thank you so much. May you have a good evening and a good week ahead. It's been lovely